Yo, what's up everybody? Jumping here, and today I wanted to talk about Destiny 2 and really what I see to be the biggest problem with the game, and I don't think that the new DLC, Curse of Osiris, is actually going to really fix this problem. It might in the short term, but that's pretty much it. Now, what I personally think is the biggest problem is lack of incentive. That is really a big issue in Destiny 2. There really is not that much incentive to do the activities. And it's really understandable why people have gotten bored and quit playing the game. Now, everyone is waiting for the new DLC. Once that drops, I'm pretty sure that people are going to come back and play it, probably buy the DLC. And on top of that, they more likely will actually enjoy it for at least 2 weeks, a month, and then they're going to get bored and stop playing the game again because they're going to lose incentive to play. And that is a really big issue. Bungie decided that what they wanted to do was to try to make everyone happy. And I think that they listened to a lot of voices of people and they decided to just change the game to make those people happy. And it's kind of ridiculous because the thing is that this game could definitely be a lot more like Destiny 1 and a lot of people would be very happy with that. I would be happy with that. Maybe add in new things to make certain people happy because they were listening to those voices of those people. But they should have not have totally reworked the whole system. Now, when it comes to the incentive, there's really not much of it because it's so easy to unlock everything. And it's not random. That's a big problem. A lot of the things in the game should be somewhat random. That way, if you do unlock the thing you want, you actually might want to try to get another one because the one you got wasn't as good, or you know that there's better versions of it out there. So random rolls is the first thing that I really think they should bring back. I don't think they're going to do that. Maybe in year 2, Destiny 2, they might. But for year 1, even with the new DLCs, we're not going to probably see random rolls. They have actually talked about this, and they said that what they wanted to do was they wanted everyone to play the game and walk away feeling happy. Now, what they didn't expect is that everybody would unlock everything in like a month, and then they would just quit playing the game because they had everything that they wanted, and they didn't have any incentive to continue to play. So they walked away in a very short period of time, and when the new DLC comes out, this is just going to happen again. It probably is going to happen a lot faster though, because the DLC is not going to add a ton of content to the point where it's going to be as long as it was for when Destiny 2 came out, because there's a lot of stuff to get in Destiny 2 when it first launched. But the DLCs, they're not going to add that same amount of content like Destiny 2 had when the game launched. It's going to be some new stuff, but it's going to be really easy to just do all the new stuff, get what you want, and then feel happy and walk away from the game. Now, this is really more of a business idea, and I can understand what they're saying, but I think that it's going to backfire on them. And the whole idea, I guess, is that if you make it really easy to unlock pretty much everything, people are going to get the things they want, feel happy, and then they can walk away for a little while, and then come back and buy the new DLC. Now, those types of people actually are probably more likely to spend real money on microtransactions as well, because they do have the bright engram system. So if you're a hardcore player and you play every single day, you're going to get a lot of bright engrams, and you've probably unlocked everything from Eververse without actually needing to spend any real money. I have. So I know that there's other people out there like me. They have not spent a dime, and they have everything. And that's good that they added that system in there. But the more casual people who will only play the game for 2 weeks or a month, get bored and walk away, yes, I think they are more likely to actually spend real money on the microtransactions. So I can actually see why Bungie is doing this on a business side of it, because they'll get people to come back and buy the DLCs, and those people might actually spend real money on microtransactions. But in the long run, I think that this is actually going to backfire, because what's going to end up happening is people are going to look at it like, well, wait a minute, I'm going to come back, spend my money to go ahead and get the DLC, maybe spend a little bit of money on microtransactions, and then in 2 weeks or a month, I'm bored of the game and I don't really want to play it anymore. I want to go play something else. I don't know. I just think that that's going to put a bad taste in people's mouths, and they're going to pretty much just stop buying the DLCs and stop coming back, because they know that when they do, they're only going to get so much enjoyment out of it. Is it really worth the money to play the game for 2 weeks to a month and then just be bored of it and go and play something else? A lot of people are probably going to feel that way, and I think that this could backfire in their faces. I understand what they're trying to go for. I don't agree with it. I think it's stupid, of course, but I can see for a business side of it why they're doing that. It's just probably going to backfire in the long run. Now, Bungie has said that they do want to give people more incentive to do the activities, and that's good. I hope that they will. But if they don't do certain things, I mean, we're in a lot of trouble. Things have to be a lot harder to unlock. That's the reality of it. And I know a lot of people might not like that because they do kind of enjoy the fact that they can unlock the things that they want. But when you look at Destiny 1, Year 1, Month 1, it was so hard to actually unlock things. And in a way, that really kept people coming back because they really wanted to get those things. And even if they didn't like that system, it really kept them intrigued and wanting to actually play the game. When you really stop and think about it, how many exotics did you get in the first month of Destiny 1 if you played it at launch? I probably got 2, and I played it hardcore. Maybe I got 3, but that would have been the most. In Destiny 2, I got pretty much almost every single one of them in the first month, and there was like literally one thing I needed, and that took me a while to get, and I don't know why. It was just really bad luck with RNG, but at the same time, I pretty much had everything, which is kind of ridiculous. I personally think that they should take exotic engrams out of the game. There are plenty of activities that you can do for powerful gear, and you have a chance of getting exotics. So if they would actually just go ahead, get the engrams out of the game, because I personally always thought that the 3 of coins was a bad idea in Destiny 1, because I was able to use those 3 of coins, get to the maximum light right away, get all of the new exotics right away, and that was it. And I was always getting bored of Destiny 1 once those 3 of coins came out, because I had really nothing that I really wanted, and I pretty much was able to unlock most of the things, and the only thing that I was interested in getting was certain weapons with certain rolls on them, and that was it. And that kept me playing. But in terms of exotics and things like that, it didn't. Now, they kind of balanced this, which, again, is kind of ridiculous. All the exotics, at least the weapons, are pretty underwhelming in Destiny 2. There's not like a Gallahorn or a Last Word, something that people really, really want. And that's really unfortunate that that is the case. But the reason why I think that the exotic weapons are so underwhelming is because it's so easy to get them. So if they made them a lot harder to get, where you were only going to get them from a random chance, and that you were going to have to actually do the activities to get those exotics, well, then guess what? You can actually make the exotics a lot better and more special. So that is something I wish they would do. Now, don't even get me started on the strikes, because the strikes are just ridiculous. There's just no reason to play the strikes at all. And yes, they are adding in heroic strikes, and people are excited about this, thinking that somehow the strikes are going to be more fun, or that people are going to want to play the strikes more. I don't think so. Unless they give us incentives to play the strikes, you're just not going to really want to sit there and play those strikes, especially with the current strikes we have. Because a lot of the strikes are kind of annoying. You have to sit and wait because the bosses, they become immune or they go away, and that can get really annoying. And if you don't have the incentive to play, why go and waste your time playing strikes? Where in Destiny 1, the bosses could drop random weapons. That was great, because every single time I got a random weapon from a boss, I actually got kind of excited. Now, I would look at the weapon, and sometimes it would be kind of good, sometimes it would be really crap, and I would get a couple god rolls, and that was amazing. They need to bring that back, once again, with the random rolls, because if you have random rolls on those weapons, that's a good thing, because that's going to keep people wanting to keep playing the strikes. If they don't have random rolls, and even if they bring that back, which I feel like they will bring that back eventually, but if they bring that back, once you get the weapon once, you're done. So once you have all the strike boss weapons, there's no point to play the strikes. You're done playing the strikes now. And that's a big problem. Now, a lot of this stuff when I'm talking about, I just personally feel like this is going to have to wait until year 2. If the Destiny DLCs don't do that well, which they probably will do extremely well, so this is kind of unfortunate, but I do think by year 2, people are going to have a bad taste in their mouth, and they're going to see a lack of sales for year 2. And once that happens, maybe they can rethink the formula a little bit. A game like Destiny, you shouldn't be able to unlock everything right away. There should be things that you're working towards for a really long time. There are plenty of people that their main game is Destiny. That's what they want to play. And they'll play other games along the way, but they keep coming back to Destiny. And that worked really well with Destiny 1. That's how a lot of people were. And that was great. But Bungie kind of messed it up this time. And if they just make it so that everything is easy to get, well, guess what? we're going to get so bored of this game because we don't really want anything. We have no incentive to play. That's what happened to me with Iron Banner when it came around this time. I pretty much unlocked everything last time, which was kind of ridiculous. I mean, I didn't get every armor, but I did get all the armor for the Titan, which was the only armor set I really wanted. I got all the weapons. I got multiple copies of those weapons. So when this came around this time and there was nothing new, I was done. I didn't really have any incentive to play. Now, it could have been fun to play some multiplayer in Iron Banner, but I didn't really want to. If I would have been motivated to do it, I would have definitely done it. Now, when I look back at Destiny 1, there was plenty of Iron Banners that I actually really wanted to play because I knew that I could get certain types of weapons, and I would have to keep playing it because I was trying to get certain rolls on those weapons. And there was one where they were offering the Clever Dragon. I must have played like 200-300 games of Iron Banner to try to get like the perfect Clever Dragon. I played the crap out of it, and they don't have that in this game. Once you have the weapon, it's the weapon. That's it. You got it. It's pretty much like all the legendary weapons are kind of like exotics, where you know that, well, that weapon is going to have these perks on it. Now that I have one of this weapon, I'm good. I don't need no more of that weapon, unless maybe I want to have one for each one of my classes. Maybe, but that's it. Like, that's the only motivation to actually get more. And that's a real shame. And I had no incentive to actually play Iron Banner this time around. And I'm sure there's a lot of people who felt the same way. They looked at it, they said, well, there's nothing new. I have everything I want from Iron Banner. What's the point? Why should I go play Iron Banner? Where in Destiny 1, a lot of people would say, oh, I want to play Iron Banner because although maybe I have that one weapon, I want a better one. I want to get that better roll on this weapon. So I'm going to play it so I can try to get a better roll on it. And just speaking of multiplayer in general, there's a lot I can say on it, but it really makes no sense that they took a lot of things out of the game. Where's Rift? Rift was a really good playlist. I think everybody liked it. Maybe some people didn't, but I know that a lot of people liked Rift. Where is it? Bring it back. Come on. That shouldn't be too hard. Also, why did they take 6v6 out? I mean, that's kind of ridiculous. And in my personal opinion, they really need to raise the time to kill in multiplayer. See, what they did was they listened to too many people and they just like totally changed the whole multiplayer experience, which was a big mistake in my opinion. They should have really kept the multiplayer experience kind of like Destiny 1. You should have had the option to play all of the Destiny 1 playlists and also to have 6v6. But to make people happy, give us a 4v4 competitive. And in 4v4 competitive, it could be totally designed around the idea of teamwork and team shooting and tryharding. And in the 6v6, it's more for fun. Let's go have some casual games. Let's not try as hard. Let's play around with different types of weapons. That's the way it should have been. But they decided that they wanted to just listen to the tryhard community, I guess. And they wanted to design the multiplayer around a more competitive aspect, which was just kind of weird to me. It's kind of the complete opposite of PvE. PvP is really designed around the idea of competitive, tryhardy, hardcore gamers, where the PvE is really designed around the casuals. It's all about, it's really easy to get everything, and it's not going to take you that long. Don't worry about it. You can play just a couple hours a day, or you could just play like a couple days throughout the week, and you'll pretty much be the maximum light. You'll have all the weapons that you want. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous. Like, I don't know what they did with Destiny 2, but it's really hard to keep playing the game and not get bored. I played the crap out of Destiny 2. I tried really hard to not get bored, but it finally caught up to me, and I got extremely bored of the game, and I just kind of stopped playing it just because I'm waiting for the DLC. That's it, and I'm sure a lot of people are feeling the same way I am. Anyway, guys, that's going to pretty much do it for my little rant. I just wanted to talk about this before the DLC comes out because I know that there's a lot of people that have this attitude like everything's going to be fixed once the DLC comes out. Like we're going to have so much more to do and it's going to be great. And I just don't feel that way. I feel like it's going to take me maybe a week or two to get to the maximum light level. It's going to take me a month to pretty much unlock most of everything that's new. And then I'm going to get bored because I'm just doing the same thing over and over again. And that's really a shame. Like, I hope that doesn't happen, but I have a strong feeling that's going to happen with this DLC and the next DLC, and we have to see what happens in year 2. Because even if they give us, like, a new enemy type, a new subclass, and a really good raid or something like that, It won't matter if we don't have any incentive to play the game. We have to have our incentive back. Otherwise, what's the point? You're just playing it for fun, but when you're doing the same thing over and over again, it starts to not be fun anymore. And that's when people get bored, and that's when people move on. So Bungie really needs to fix some of these issues. Alrighty guys, well I would really appreciate it if you could like this video for me. Be sure to subscribe for future videos, and I really do hope that everyone has a very nice day. And peace out!